Hi, I'm Danny, and today I'll be doing a haul that is a combined of January, February, March, and April. At this point, I'm still waiting for one book to show up, and knowing my luck, as soon as I film my hauls, the book shows up, so I will probably insert that last book at the end of this video if it does show up. If it doesn't, next haul. So I think this is going to be my smallest book haul ever. Like, if you guys have seen any of my other book hauls, and I'll link some of them below if you want to watch them, you know they're usually pretty huge and I have to split them into 2 videos. But this one will be in 1 video. So the first book I have is Nice Girls Don't Have Fangs by Molly Harper. This was recommended to me on Goodreads if I like the Betsy Taylor series, which you guys know I do, that I would like this book. This is about a woman named Jane Johnson. She is fired from her job and goes to a bar one night to drink away her sorrows, and is on her way home when she is mistaken for a deer and shot. And she wakes up with an unladylike thirst for blood. Yes, Jane is a vampire now. And since I really like the Betsy Taylor series, which starts with Undead and Unwed, I figured I'd give another series kind of like it a try, and since Goodreads recommended this, I figured I'd give this one a try. I picked this one up at the book exchange in my town. I think it was $1, so can't really beat that price. I think it was $1. My bad, it was $2, but either way, it was for a really good price. Next I have The Sorcerer King, and I bought this without a dust jacket, and it was only, I think, $4. This is the 3rd book in the Fairy Path series. And this is the first book, The Fairy Path, and then the second book is The Lost Queen, which I have not read yet, but I'm definitely going to soon. And then this is the 3rd book in the series, so I am ready to go whenever I get to that book. But if you just want to kind of know what this series is about, it starts with The Fairy Path. This is about a girl named Anita who has always had this weird allergic reaction to metal, and then her boyfriend on her 17th birthday, I believe, tells her that he has to tell her something majorly important. While they are on a romantic boat trip, just before he tells her the secret, they somehow get into this accident, and then she wakes up in a hospital and her boyfriend is in a coma and he won't wake up, and then all of a sudden she feels like this thing is calling her. She follows it and she ends up in the fairy world, and she is told that she is actually a lost fairy princess's reincarnation. And that's all I'm going to tell you about this series. It's definitely good. Not full of action. It has more romance in it than it does action, but if that's what you're looking for or what you're into, this is probably definitely the book for you. And this is by, I can never pronounce this author's name, Siren Jones. I honestly I can't. So, but this book was pretty good and I did enjoy it, and I already have book 2 waiting for me, and now I have book 3 waiting for me. Next I have Goddess of the Sea by PC Cass. This is the first book in the Goddess Summoning series, although these books that don't actually go the way a series normally go, they're more of companion novels, so you do not have to read these books in order, as I have learned by reading the 2nd book and the 4th book before I even read the 1st book. So you definitely do not have to read these in order. There are no spoilers if you want to read them out of order. This is about a girl named Christine who is in the Air Force? Yes, she is a sergeant in the Air Force, and then one day she accidentally drowns and she becomes a mermaid, and then she ends up getting her legs, and I guess it's kind of this is maybe a little spin on the Little Mermaid, I'm guessing. And she meets a guy and she falls in love, but she does not have a voice. So yeah, even while she's on land falling in love with this guy, she slightly kind of yearns to go back to the sea because she can't stop thinking about the merman that she fell in love with. And she can't go back to the sea because there is something in the water after her. I think it's a sea witch or something. So like I said, it sounds like a spin on the Little Mermaid. So whenever I'm ready for some more Greek mythology, I've got this one waiting for me. Next I have The Night World Volume 2 by L.J. Smith. This is a combined of 3 different stories, that is Dark Angel, The Chosen, and Soulmate. I don't really know anything about these. I was just kind of in the mood for vampires, and supposedly all these stories in here are supposed to be about vampires, and so I just kind of picked it up, and I think it only cost me $2, and it's pretty chunky. So the first one, Dark Angel, is about a girl named Gillian who almost drowns and is saved by her guardian angel, but then her guardian angel starts asking her to do these kind of sinister things. So that's what book 1 is about. This one is about a girl named Rachel whose mother was murdered by vampires, and so she is sworn to dedicate her life to destroying the vampire world, but then she meets her soulmate, and he is part of the vampire world, so it's kind of I'm guessing it's kind of a choice of, do I kill him because I've sworn to, or do I spare him and stop hunting vampires altogether, I'm guessing. And then the last one, which is called Soulmate. This is about a girl named Hannah who is involved with the Lord of the Night world, and then she has some sort of death threat on her. She is wondering if the world of the Lord of the Night world's love will be strong enough to save her. So these sound like pretty good stories. I can't say I'll be getting to this book anytime soon, but I definitely think it was a good price for how chunky this thing is. I'd say each story is at least 200 pages, and this book is 600 pages or so. Yep, over 600 pages. Next I have This Shadow Queen by C.J. Redwine, and if you can see this, it means I have already started this book, and it is pretty good so far. I'm only on chapter 2, but it is definitely pretty good so far, and I love the cover, and I love underneath it too, but sadly I've already gotten it a little dirty, and it's white, so it just makes it even more noticeable, sadly. But I'm definitely enjoying this book. It was recommended by, I can't remember who it was recommended by. If I can remember who recommended me this, I will link their channel below, and I'll put this book right next to their name. And she said that if you liked Once Upon a Time, you would love this book, and I love Once Upon a Time. It's one of my favorite TV shows, and I'm definitely liking this book so far. Lorelai and her Griffin and Leo are so funny. Next I have The Siren by Kira Cass. I've been meaning to try one of her books, although the Selection series really didn't interest me at all. Because I'm told it's more romance than really anything else, and I know the main character, everybody agrees, is super frustrating, and I just didn't want to deal with a frustrating main character. So when I heard that this book was coming out, and I believe this is a republished, I think she published it herself and then the publishing company bought it from her. But this is about a girl named, I think her name is pronounced Colleen, and she is a siren, and she was dying in a shipwreck. She just begged and begged to survive the crash. And I think this is like 100 or so years ago, and so her service is almost up, and she ends up falling in love with a boy. And because she's a siren, she cannot speak because her voice apparently is like too beautiful. And if you don't know what a siren is, they are these creatures that would sing, kind of like mermaids. They would sing and lure ships and their sailors to their deaths. And sorry about that, my dog is moving the tripod. Leave it alone, Rosie. And so her service is almost up. She starts falling in love with a boy, and I imagine that brings all sorts of complications, especially since she cannot speak to him. That is kind of interesting. And the cover is beautiful, and I am looking forward to reading this one. And it's pretty small too, so I should be able to blow through this pretty fast. Next was a book I heard that was coming out last year, and I really wasn't greatly anticipating it. It was supposed to come out last year, but something happened and they had to push back the date until early January of this year. And that is Doctor Who's Time Lord Fairy Tales. If you were with me on my original channel, you know how much I really love Doctor Who. And so when I saw this book was coming out, I'm like, the cover's beautiful, I have to have it. And Time Lord Fairy Tales, I would love to find out some Time Lord Fairy Tales. There's things like, let's see, Frozen Beauty, Cinderella and the Magic Box, Snow White and the Seven Keys of Doomsday. So it sounds pretty good, and I'm definitely looking forward to reading this. I can't say I'll read them all at once. I'll probably like spread the chapters out through this entire year or something like that, but I am so looking forward to it. And I love this little Doctor Who quote on the back right here, and it says, "We are all legends and we are all stories in the end." Now this one I truly know nothing about. I honestly don't. This one was a gift, and I really don't honestly know what it's about. I'm guessing it's about some sort of demon hunter or something, and it's called The Second Grave on the Left. Okay, so my bad. She's not actually a hunter. She's a Grim Reaper. So I'm guessing she reaps people's souls, takes their souls to the next world, heaven, hell, whatever that is. So I think I actually will keep this now. I wasn't quite sure before, but I think I'll keep this now. And it's pretty slim. I think it's not even 300 pages. Actually, I think it's just barely 300 pages. No, 299 pages, so just barely scraped over the 300 mark. So, we'll see. I definitely can't say I'll get to this one anytime soon. And next is a book I was highly anticipating since last year, almost as much as I was anticipating the Doctor Who book, and that is Lady Midnight by Cassandra Clare. I got this, actually I pre-ordered this just before it came out, and I got the exclusive edition with a guide to Los Angeles and an extra story in the back from Barnes & Noble. And it's signed. My first signed Cassandra Clare book. I always thought I would have to go to BEA before I would get my book signed by her, which I was planning to go to this year. Unfortunately, I was not able to go, so maybe, hopefully next year. And I am looking forward to this one. This one is chunky, and I mean it is chunky. This is definitely going to take me a while to read this one, but I am looking forward to getting into this. But since I'm still kind of in a reading slump, I don't want to read something from an author I love and not like it. So I'm definitely going to wait until I really get back into the reading groove before I read anything this big. Because I just don't want to put myself back into another reading slump when I'm just starting to come out of it. Next I have Truth Witch by Susan Dennard. I again also pre-ordered this one, and because I pre-ordered it, I was sent this by, I think, the publisher or something. So it is a poster, and it is a map of the continents and the different kingdoms that are supposed to be in the book. So I have not read this one yet. Literally, I have not even cracked its spine. And I've been hearing some good things and a lot of bad things. I tried reading Susan Dennard's Beautiful Strange Thing or something like that. Something about zombies. And since I don't like zombies, I didn't really like it much. But Sarah J. Maas blurbed this one saying it is an instant classic and a fierce and vibrant world with rich characters and dazzling imagination. Do not miss out. And since I love Sarah's books, I'm going to take her word on it, and I'm definitely want to try this. I mean, I wanted to try it even before I knew about that blurb, but I definitely want to try it now. I'm not really in a witch mood right now, so I probably won't get into this one within the next few months. And my last and final book in this haul, and that is Glass Sword by Victoria Aveyard. I read Red Queen last year, and I liked it enough to pre-order this one, and it's signed. Definitely not gonna get to this one anytime soon. I am looking forward to seeing where the story goes from the last one. As I said, when I read Red Queen, the twist in the end that everyone raved about, I saw coming like a mile away. So I was not too surprised. I hoped that it would be something more than that, but I wasn't surprised because I saw it coming. So I am looking forward to this one, and I have not watched any reviews or anything on this one because I don't want to even know that there's going to be a twist coming, because I'll probably be speculating the whole book. You know, I think these things will happen, but it's more likely this one, but this one could happen too. So I don't even want to know. So I'm not going to read any reviews, watch any reviews at all until I read this. Well, that is my January, February, March, and April book haul, and I will see you guys next week. Bye!